YouTube's algorithm is an invisible engine powering what billions of people see every day on the platform. From its launch in 2005 to today, YouTube's recommendation system has constantly changed, turning itself to keep viewers watching longer. In 2025, about 2.5 billion people use YouTube monthly, and they watch over 1 million hours of videos every day. Crucially, roughly 70% of that watch time comes from the algorithm suggestions. It is the section of videos on your home page or in the recommended lists. So the algorithm is not just mystery friend, it's a core of YouTube today. So let's discover how it started as simple and rule-driven, and how it evolved through machine learning and policy crises, and where it stands now. So when YouTube started in 2005, it had no sophisticated recommendation engine at all. It was a brand new site where people simply uploaded the videos and watched them. The only thing counting was raw views and click-throughs. In those early years, YouTube ranked and recommended videos mostly by popularity. Videos with more views and clicks would be bubbled up in the most views lists and search results. If a lot of people clicked on something, the algorithm assumed it was worth pushing. This era had a catchy story. When co-founder Javed Karim uploaded the first ever YouTube video, Me at the Zoo, on April 23, 2005, there was no algorithm reasoning behind it. But by 2006 to 2008, YouTube's basic what's popular list and search results dropped traffic. The focus on clicks backfired in terms of viewer experience. As one analysis puts it, this clickbait period meant many videos left people feeling tricked or annoyed. YouTube quietly realized it needed to value satisfy user instead of clickbaits. But that change wouldn't happen until 2012. Often called the watch time revolution, the major turning point came in 2012. Before this, short videos could go viral by packing tons of views. But starting 2012, YouTube shifted to prioritize watch time and audience retention. In other words, the algorithm began asking, are people actually watching this video in full or at least for a long time? If so, the video was deemed valuable, and if not, it got buried even if many people clicked on it. This change is well documented by insiders. YouTube engineers said that after 2012, they started ranking videos by total minutes watched and the percentage watched. Put plainly, before 2012, a 1-minute clip could get millions of views, but after 2012, a 1-minute video often got ignored because it did not keep the people on the site for long. This is a classic example. If someone searches tie a bow tie, it preferred a 10 minutes instruction videos over a quick 30 seconds clip. This shift was a game changer for creators. Big pre-2012 channels like those making short clips saw their views plummeted because their content was made for quick hits. Many creators scrambled to adapt. Some made longer, in-depth content to rack up minutes. Others tried to maximize percentage watched by creating shorter clips with very high retention. By 2015 to 16, YouTube's algorithm entered the most advanced phase of personalization and content policies. Instead of watch time, the system began to look at viewer satisfaction more explicitly. YouTube started asking directly to viewers how they felt about recommendations. It introduced surveys and emphasized direct feedback such as likes, dislikes, and not interested button. If many people clicked on not interested, the algorithm learned not to show it. If many people liked and finished the video, it got a boost. In short, YouTube realized the watch time alone was not enough. You could have long watch time but still have dissatisfied viewers. In 2016, YouTube released a white paper in Deep Neural Network for YouTube recommendations, showing that by then they had clusters of networks modeling what each user wants. The homepage and suggestions now consider what you have liked and watched in the past. For example, if you frequently watch cooking shows, your homepage skews culinary. On the other side, your friend's homepage might skew sports and music. Algorithm track details, time of the day, and device type. So if you often watch news on your phone in the morning, the algorithm shows you that in the morning and documentaries on TV at the night. As the algorithm grew more powerful and influential, YouTube's massive scale began causing public crises about what the algorithm was promoting. Around 2016 to 17, several major scandals erupted that forced algorithm changes and monetization policy shifts. In the early 2017, big advertisers discovered that their ads were running alongside extremist or offensive videos on YouTube. They put billions in ad spend, leading to public boycott. YouTube responded by strengthening its partner program eligibility and using more strict machine learning to spot non-brand safe content. For example, in April 2017, YouTube added a rule requiring channels to have at least 10,000 lifetime views before entering a partner program. This later became familiar 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours rule in 2018. In 2018 to 19, further issues arose with hate speech, conspiracy videos, and misinformation spreading via recommendations. YouTube tweaked its algorithm to bury those borderline videos. Then CEO Susan Wojcicki and YouTube's team acknowledged publicly that they needed to prioritize diverse opinion responsibly while cutting down on harmful content. One example is when Mark Burgeon reported a darkly comic incident when LGBTQ creators found their videos demonetized simply for using words like gay or lesbians. The ad algorithm had tagged them as unsafe. YouTube engineers worked to correct that false positive quickly, but it showed how imperfect algorithm moderation can be. During these years, politicians and the press regularly scrutinized the algorithm. YouTube testified before regulators and reports emerged about algorithms' biases. YouTube's own statements emphasized new efforts. And by 2021, they had rolled out more transparency to creators about demonetizations and updated community guidelines. So in the last few years, mobile usage has exploded, and short video platforms like TikTok has changed how people watch. YouTube responded by launching YouTube Shorts in 2020. YouTube built a separate algorithmic feed for them, but it still obeys the same principles. Early views and retention cause a short to be pushed to more viewers. It measures whether people watch a short all the way through or how quickly they swipe away. According to industry guides, the Shorts algorithm rewards early engagement and completion rate. If your short gets flurry of watches when you post it, YouTube boosts it, trying to find a target audience. Frequent posting also helps because the feed is fast moving. Importantly, YouTube's mobile first approach means shorts now take a lot of screen space in the main app. Your behavior in the main feed also influences what shorts you see. For creators, takeaways to use catchy intros and high energy because people decide in few seconds whether to stay or not. Meanwhile, the rise of mobile meant the recommendation algorithm had to adapt to the device. YouTube now serves shorter videos on phones and longer videos on the TVs. Recently, two big trends dominate YouTube's algorithm story: AI-driven personalization and short-form video integration. The platform is now deeply rooted in machine learning, constantly experimenting with new ways to keep people watching. We already saw the prime example in mid-2025 when YouTube killed the old trending page. They replaced it with genre-specific charts like trending music and gaming explore, etc., and personalized recommendations. The official reasoning was people now discover content via home feed and shorts, not by looking at generic trending lists. This shift tells us that every bit of YouTube is now algorithmic and personalized. The homepage and the shorts feed are the main ways users find the content, and they use AI to tailor your tastes. Even features like trending music are region and interest-based charts. No more one list for everyone. It marks an era where algorithm essentially owns the content discovery. Along with AI recommendations, YouTube has kept refining search and exploration. The Explore tab has been expanded with AI to mix human curation and algorithm. Lately, a big theme is transparency. YouTube has acknowledged criticism and tries to adjust. Looking ahead, experts believe that YouTube will continue pushing personalization and integrating new AI tools. YouTube's future changes will likely to be about helping creators catch those micro trends faster and making sure that algorithm does not amplify the harmful content.